everybody? This is Freddy, and we're back in the Horror Corner. And today I want to talk about a movie that came out in 2011, 2012 called Area 407. I did not like this one, folks. I did not. Now, there are elements about this movie that I like that I will go into, but overall, I don't know. It was not for me. And no disrespect to the directors. We got two directors today. We got Delph Bregar and Everett Whalen. Everett Whalen. And I looked up their filmography. They've done a few other movies. The only one that I did notice that I just seen the title for was Derailed. Never seen it. Don't know much about it. But let's get into it. The plot follows two sisters. We have Trish and we have Jess. Right off the bat, you just don't like the girl holding the camera. And if you watch this, you will know why. She is constantly just, I don't know, there's something about her. So first of all, she's shoving the camera in all the passengers' faces, which, I would be chill. Alright? Second of all, there's absolutely no reason why she's continuously recording. I can understand at first it's because they're on vacation. They're coming back from, I believe, New York to LA on New Year's Eve. So I can understand that she's probably just been filming things. But when shit hits the fan, there's probably no reason to be filming after that. And it's just, even people around her are continuously telling her, stop filming, turn the camera off. So I'm getting mad thinking about it. It was such a rough watch, guys. There was one viewing where I had to rewind it 4 or 5 times. I'm not lying. I would just lose track, start browsing Reddit on my phone. It was just such a hard time for me to just concentrate on. And anyways, once there's a bunch of survivors of a plane crash. And when they crash in the desert, they slowly find out that they're being hunted by some type of predator. Oh no, I'm going to ruin this or spoil this right now. Nobody lives. They are picked off one by one by some stupid dinosaur that was created in this Area 51 type place. And I'm sorry, I just have to spoil it right there because there is nothing there's no substance in this movie whatsoever. No character development. It's those type of found footage movies where if you just want a mindless watch, go for it. It's just a bunch of people running around, bickering, shaky camera really bad. And I just hated it. It's I'm no expert. These are just my opinions. So if you disagree, then whatever. But it's what everything is bad with found footage. And these are the type of movies I feel give it a bad rep. Because right from the get-go, you can just tell you're going to hate this. From just the dialogue alone, to the acting, to the characters. It was just frustrating. And I hate that I had to review it, but I wanted to do it because I felt like I was being unfair if I was always reviewing things that I liked. So speaking of likes, there are a couple things that I do like. I really enjoy the setting of this, first of all. It's a found footage movie that the first part of it takes place on an airplane. The first 10 minutes probably. And even then, there's still the airplane is broken. They're the tail end is on the ground next to them. So that whole setting was cool. I don't know if they just were legit taking an airplane ride from somewhere to somewhere and just filmed it and then added some type of effect somehow with the plane crash, because there is a plane crash in it, and that was probably the most effective part of the movie. If you guys seen, I can think of another movie with a plane crash, Fight Club. That's a really good one. This movie with the plane crash, that was the only part where I was legit kind of getting anxiety, because the two sisters are seconds before they're about to crash, they're just telling each other, I love you, and I'm just sitting there shit, dude, well, I don't even know what my last words would be. If I was sitting next to my girlfriend, I probably would be just yelling out the same thing, oh my god, I love you, and holding her. It was terrifying. So props to that. That was really good. The setting of the movie was really cool, at least the airplane part. Even when the airplane crashed, that was pretty cool for them to go into the broken airplane. Another thing I really did like about this movie is probably the only good character in this movie was Laura, the air marshal, played by Melanie Munt, she was awesome. Like, she knew how to handle herself in, like, every situation she was thrown in. You find out later she's an air marshal, but in the beginning, they talk to her. She doesn't say anything, which is what they're supposed to do. And only when shit goes down, which, when it goes down, it's so silly. She's there to just pull out the gun, which Dino wants it. So this movie, the dislikes is, I'm trying to keep it short because I just don't want to go into all this stuff. Like, I'd rather, it's worth a watch once just so you can have that experience. But everything was wrong with this movie besides the stuff I just named. One of the biggest gripes in this movie are like the characters, and we have one character named Charlie. Oh my jeez. Charlie. This dude is just, it's like, even like the very beginning, you see him, and he's giving the stewardess crap because he wants a drink before they take off. And I'm not sure how flights work, but I don't think you're supposed to do that. And already he's just dissing on the stewardess. He even starts blaming her during after the crash, and they're all like bickering. And he starts just like legit coming after her as if she was in charge of the entire airline. I don't know. It's just one of those freaking Kevins, I think. I just thought about that. This movie has a Kevin, okay? And his name is Charlie. And he was just the most annoying part of the movie. He is constantly fighting with everybody, trying to start shit. And then you find out later that he wants his he hasn't had his medicine because he's had a heart attack. Like, yo, if you had a heart attack, dude, and you survived, and then you survived a freaking plane crash, chill the fuck out, dude. You do not need to be this way. You're like a fucking scumbag in the movie, and I hated it. I'm sorry for the profanity, but this character really just, I just did not like this character, and he's got such a lame kill. Speaking of lame kills, another thing I did not like was how they treated my girl Laura. This air marshal, I'm telling you, she was the most cool-headed, like, just knew how to handle herself person in this movie. There's a part where they're running in the dark, just in no direction. They're just blindly running, and they just happen to find some abandoned house. And in this house, there's like a military box, and they find walkie-talkies and flashlights conveniently. And there's also some phone, like an old receiver phone or something, and she starts communicating with some other lady on the line. The way she handles that phone call, you could just tell, like, she's very descriptive, she's very just straight, gets to the point, and you just, I don't know, you just believe this girl was an air marshal. So I really enjoyed that. But man, a lot of these characters were just so badly written, and I don't know if there was a script. Because a lot of the times it kind of felt like they were fighting for like the spotlight of the camera. I don't know how to explain it. It was such a weird feeling. I don't even want to. Anyways, the ending. I mean, Area 407. What do you expect with a title like that? What do you think? I'm gonna give you a quick second to think what happens. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead. Before the ending, they come across in one of the buildings. A car rolls up. And some guy starts asking questions like, how many are you? Blah, 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 blah. I don't even care. So it gets quiet, just like it did. And you hear like a growl in the night. And this dude just starts running back into his car and he just takes off. So they're all upset. So we know that they're on some type of property now. Like, this is, I had to set this up. So the end of the movie, everybody's picked off one by one. Oh my God. I actually just jumped ahead because I did bring up a point. The end of the movie, they kill off Laura, right? And the way they do it is the two sisters are in a car driving. They all got split up and they're not paying attention and they legit just run her over. And that's it for the character. And I just thought that was such a slap in the face because she's the best part of the movie. At least have her survive or something. But no, you just want to kill her off for some freaking reason, for shock value. I don't know. Anyways, the ending of the movie. I'm sorry that I'm jumping all over the place. My mind is a little frazzled. I am legit like having a drink because this was rough. But The two sisters, it's daytime. They still want to record, even though they don't need the flashlight anymore. So I don't know what they're recording for. I guess for evidence. So a car rolls up, and it's some guy. He picks them up. He's like, they're very thankful. They're just like, oh my God, we just went through this crazy stuff. And the dude's like, oh, don't worry, I'm glad I found you girls. Boom! Shoots the fucking older sister. The younger sister, Trish, starts running out the car, running. Then you just see the dude just shoot her, so she's dead, and there's a sequel to this. Okay, and then the guy comes over, he grabs the camera, he's like, oh, let's see what you guys recorded. You hear him on the walkie-talkie, they're like, oh, is it a full sweep clear? So it was like, obviously they were intentionally wanting to kill these people to cover up so nobody knows about Area 407. Only for that freaking dinosaur. And we get the CGI, full quick shot, full like 1 second shot of it. It was bad. And that's another thing I don't like is CGI in the movie. The tail is CGI. We get a few glimpses of that. It's just, I don't know, guys. It wasn't for me. It might be for you. You might enjoy it. If you just want something mindless to watch, I don't blame you. I love mindless horror. I love cheesy 80s, 70s slashers, all that stuff. You know, people just dying for no freaking reason. I'm for it. But this, I just need a little something more sometimes, especially with these found footage movies. And this was not it. It just wasn't. So really quick, I want to give a couple shout outs to the subreddit for found footage. Great place for people to go, just talk back and forth about these movies. I want to give another shout out to the Shudder subreddit. Another great place. I've met a lot of cool people there. They have a Discord server. You can go there, check it out. We have weekly viewings on movies. Every Friday we do a double feature. Whenever Joe Bob comes back, Friday nights are the night to be there. And I want to give another shout out to a few buddies of mine that started their own channel. If you're into the crappiest of crappies in the depths of the cinematic sea, then Bottom Feeders is the channel for you. These 2 to 3 guys just riff on these old movies. I don't want to say crappy because some of them are ingenious, but you should definitely check them out. I love these guys. They're just fun to talk to, and they're really cool to just listen to and hear their banter over movies. So anyways, guys, that was my take on freaking Area 407. No disrespect to the freaking directors. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, share, leave a comment. Let's talk about this. I saw this on the subreddit of found footage, and some people do like this movie. So I can get that. Like I said, there are things about this that I like, but man, there's a lot that I don't like. So anyways, happy spookies.